welcome back, beautiful people. Well, thank you for showing your support as always. This is one that I was waiting for a very long time, and here we are. The day has finally come. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, stopping by. Obviously not for me. Without further ado, it is my honor to announce that we finally got Jailyn on the pod. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here.
So, just for starters, I just have to ask, how the hell are you, Jailyn? I think that's what the world wants to know.
You know, it's been a day. It's definitely been a day. I had to do my OL photo shoot.
How was that?
It was good. It was difficult because all of a sudden it was 3 people going. And I was like, I thought it was my time, you know? But it was fine. My location wasn't what I wanted it to be because winter. So in my head, I was like, ooh, I'll go to Marcus White, go to the garden. It's going to look so cute, so aesthetic. Bare dead trees. Bare dead trees. So it was just me and some branches.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we can try to save it. We saved it. We just zoomed in on me. And I was like, it's cool. It was good.
So what I usually do, and I'm trying to do, is I think I started doing this maybe like 2 or 3 episodes-ish ago. What I want to do is take the time, just as a human being to another human being, and let you know that you are appreciated and congratulations on making it this far in life. Because it's not easy, Jailyn.
Thank you.
It's not easy.
It's not. It's not.
And everyone, it's expected, but I don't think we get enough props or pats on the shoulder. Because, college, I mean, come on. We're in college right now. Think about that.
Yeah, college is...
That's pretty crazy.
It's a roller coaster, to say the least.
So let me ask you. Let's take a trip down memory lane for you real quick.
Oh,
so
God.
if you were to compare your high school self to the version of you now, what advice would you give that version of you, or what are the major differences between the both of you?
Well, like I'm a whole different person, and that's something that naturally comes just with age and just with life. But when I tell you personality did a 180.
Really?
Yeah, in high school I was very timid. I was very shy, quiet. The only people who knew that I could get loud were the people that I constantly was talking to, people that really, really knew me. Not gonna lie, for a long time I was a bit of a pushover. People can just talk to me any type of way, whatever. That's something that I really had to break myself out of. I had just I still have anxiety, but it was bad in high school,
right.
Horrible. I didn't even want to order my own food.
Because you're that scared to talk to somebody?
Yes, because it just the thought of having to talk to somebody, and in my head I was always oh, I messed that up. They're gonna talk about me, they're gonna judge me. And it was girl, the cashier at McDonald's does not care about you that much. She does not care that you mispronounce chicken nugget a little bit. It's not that deep. But I
hear you.
I just had to break myself out of that because it sucked. Just living like that constantly, super tense. I didn't like it.
Some people on my or how should I say? Some people that truly know. Back in the day, for me, so obviously you came here, but you saw the route in which you had to take. Mm-hmm. So the bus stop was right over there, from where it was for me, and I was so anxious. As what was I 13, 14, freshman-ish range, when I was so around that age. I remember I would get on the bus, and that was when it was before AirPods, obviously. So I would have both our normal people would have both earbuds in when they're listening to music and chilling. For me, I would always have one wrapped around in case I was breathing too loud.
I think you told me that before.
Yeah.
And I can sort of relate, not in that exact way, but if ever I was walking or anything, if I was doing anything active,
self-conscious,
I would have to have one out just so I can be relax. They don't need to hear you.
Right.
And I would always do that because I felt if my music was too loud, and you could sort of hear it, people would start judging the type of music I would listen to. And I was that just it just gave me so much anxiety. And I was no, I can't be the weird girl that listens to mindless behavior. Although like mindless behavior was like the shit at the time.
Right.
But I don't know. It was just something in my head that I was like, yeah, no, they're gonna look at me crazy. I'm gonna be the weird girl. But then I was just like, it is what it is.
If I'm being honest, I'm still like that at times.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see people walking on campus, or they're walking behind you, and you feel pressure to walk faster to outpace them? Am I the only one that?
No,
you feel that?
But it's also because people don't understand the concept of personal space. Like, if I'm walking, and I don't walk slow, but if I'm walking, there's no reason why you should be almost stepping on the back of my heels.
It's like cars where they're trying to find your tail.
Yes. It's like, relax. Go around. That's what kills me.
Yeah.
If I'm walking too slow for you, just go around me. I'm not going to feel some type of way.
Seriously.
Why can't I feel you? Like, I can feel you right behind me.
Yeah.
Back up. Like,
yeah.
Because if I trip and fall, we're all going down.
For real.
We're all going down. And that hill, those rocks,
we're
going down.
Yeah, I was literally walking today, and there was somebody just right, like they were. I'm like, dude, what are we doing?
I'm like, if you really need to get
they're
there
walking
that
like
fast,
it's
go around.
For when you were back in high school and class was dismissed and you had to get to your next class, how much time did you have?
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5 minutes.
For us, it was like 3 to 5, I'd say.
I'm fairly certain it was 5 minutes.
But people would just, like move, get out the way, you know what I'm saying?
The thing with it being 5 minutes, though, I come from a really small high school. Like, I think my graduating class was like 30 to 40.
Wow.
Yeah, our entire high school
So
was like...
everyone knew each other.
Everybody knew each other. Everybody knew each other's business. Like...
Yeah.
But the hallways, even though it was that small, the hallways were even smaller.
Oh.
So even if you were moving fast, you had to, like, zigzag it to get around everybody.
Yeah.
And then you had, like... A lot of the teachers would go out into the hallway to, like, make sure passing time is moving accordingly. And I'm like, you're just taking up more space. I need you to move.
Yeah.
And then you have, like, the freshmen or the new kids that want to stand in the middle of the hallway and just, like, mess around with each other. And I'm like, that's great. I got chem.
Move.
Skedaddle. Like,
yeah, I had about, I want to just ballpark 200-ish people, maybe.
in your grade?
I want to say that. I could be totally wrong.
That's insane.
Listen,
to me.
I'm not sorry if I'm wrong about that. Like, I don't even remember. Like, that just goes to show. But I want to say around 200, maybe close to 300.
I think we had 200 in our entire high school.
Yeah, that's nuts. But do you feel like that impacted you in a positive or negative way to have a small graduate class?
I don't.
Because was there a lot of toxic people, or was everyone just bland, or yeah?
It was.
There's a
we
lot of
were high school
toxicity,
kids.
in a matter of 40 people, 30 to 40 people.
Because everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody's business.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like,
crazy.
For you to, especially when it came to like dating and stuff, like you were always dating somebody's ex. You were always dating someone's ex.
That's nuts.
Most likely, that person was your friend. So then there was a lot of issues. Not me though. Like, y'all be easy. It had nothing to do with me. But
yeah,
like a lot of times it was like, oh my God, they were friends. What happened? Like, oh, she started dating her ex. Like,
right.
But then it's also like, who else was she supposed to date? A freshman? Like, we didn't have that many options. And
yeah.
In high school, nobody's really trying to get with somebody from another school. Like, that's just too much. So it just led to a lot.
Was there a super positive and a super negative experience from high school that you'd care to share? At least that you could think of?
Super positive? I'm not gonna lie. High school was shit for me.
Yeah, no, it was terrible for me too. I feel
like, I really can't think of a super positive. I mean, like, I don't want to say this on the air, but like,
or maybe
meeting Vance, I guess.
Hey,
like,
shut up!
Like, I did make some really good friends that I still have to this day from high school. Like,
yeah.
The guy that dropped me off. Shout out to him.
Hey, shout out.
Shout out to Graham.
Yep.
But I met him, Vance, one of my friends, Kimani. Me and him are kind of arguing right now. But
hey, solve that shit.
If
you're watching.
Cause he keeps going. No, cause now let's talk about it. Cause he keeps going to Elmer's, and like all the guys are going to Elmer's, but no invite.
Crazy.
Not one.
Crazy.
Y'all been going for every week of this semester. Not one invite. Not.
Crazy.
Hey sis, we're going to. I said, oh, that's crazy. So I texted him today, and I was like, I just think that's crazy.
Right.
So now we're kind of arguing, but that's besides the point. Some of my best friends, 3 of like my very, very closest friends, I met in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Only one of them was in my grade, but she came senior year because her high school closed down. So like, that sucks. But
Yeah, it's tough.
hey, girl. My other 2 best friends that I met in high school, they were in a grade above me, and I knew them since freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hitting our almost 10-year mark.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. One of them is Vance's cousin, but like, don't matter right now. But yeah, those are my girls. Like, those are basically my sisters.
Yeah. So would you say, was there a moment in high school, would you say, that built or was a clear sign of character development for you?
I'm trying to see, like, yes and no. Like, there were a couple moments that I think definitely, like, changed me and definitely, like, put me on the path to become the person that I am.
Right.
But the things that were happening, like, around me and to me the entirety of high school is definitely, like, the main contributor. Sorry.
You chilling?
Excuse me. Like, I don't have, like, the best family life, or at least I didn't at the time. Like, it's better now. But at the time, there was just constantly things happening around me when I wasn't at school.
Yeah.
So that mixed with, like, me not having a good high school experience in itself put me on the path to, like, be who I am now, you know?
What made you want to go to college?
Because no one else did. Like...
Really?
Yeah, I'm first gen.
Good for you.
Thanks. So, like, my parents didn't. My grandmother on my dad's side, she was a nurse. So, like, she had that schooling, but it wasn't
I gotcha.
college. And she was born in 1940.
Wow.
So, by the time I came along and, like, she was a nurse and all that, like, the requirements then are not the requirements now to do that. You know?
What was the contributing factor that, or the main factor that made you want to go to Central?
I love when people
And
ask me this.
where else did you think about going?
So that's
Yeah.
the story.
Right.
So I was fully committed to going out of state for college.
Really?
I only applied to 2 in-state schools, and that was Central and UNH. Everywhere else was out of state. I applied to schools
why
in
UNH?
because it was close.
Because Central, the Central, and then there's UNH.
Because, like, so my mom used to live in West Haven,
Yep.
down the street from UNH.
Gotcha.
So I was like, if I go there, I can just take a 2-minute bus ride to campus. And my high school, because we were really small, but we were well connected.
What's their tuition? Or would you have been hooked up?
What state is MI? Michigan?
Probably.
I don't know anybody in Michigan.
Scammer.
Not gonna get me.
Yeah.
But what did you say? I'm sorry.
Yeah. How much is tuition for UNH?
I don't know.
It's gotta be expensive, right?
It definitely was, but because I lived so close, I only had to pay like $2,000 if I would have went because I didn't have to be on campus.
Yeah.
But then my mom moved, and I was like, well, there goes that. I didn't want to go in-state anyways, but my high school, we did on-site interviews with certain state schools, Central and UNH being one of them. So I had an interview like during the day, and then I got accepted on the spot.
Wow.
To both schools.
Oh.
So that's why those were the only ones that I was really considering in school.
What was your dream out-of-state school?
Getting there.
Yeah.
So I got into it. It was Xavier University of Louisiana, in Louisiana. It was in New Orleans.
Wow.
So I got in. I put in my admissions deposit, put my housing deposit down, signed up for my orientation day.
Yep.
Middle of the summer, before my orientation, I was like, I just got this huge wave of anxiety. And I was like, I don't know anyone in New Orleans. I don't have family there. My dad has a friend there, but I've never met him.
Yeah.
So, like, I know my dad expected him to look out for me, and I'm sure he would have because him and my dad are so cool, but, like, I don't have anyone there, you know?
Yeah.
I would have been by myself.
All about connections and familiarity.
In my head, I kept saying, and, like, I had sat my dad down one night, and I was like, listen, I don't think I can go there. Like, it's just a really scary idea to me. I just have so much anxiety over it. I don't think I can do it. And I kept telling him because if something happens, I'm by myself. Like, I'm stranded. Good thing I said that because a whole pandemic happened.
Oh wait,
So,
did you
I came in 2019.
fall or spring?
Fall 2019.
Yeah, that's what
So,
yeah.
Middle of the second semester, freshman year, pandemic happened. So had I been in New Orleans, that travel ban would have meant I was in New Orleans stranded by myself.
Man, talk about everything happens for a reason.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
So halfway through the summer, when I also, after I had that conversation with my dad, I had got a letter from Central. And it was my bill if I decided to go. And it was pretty low. Like, pretty low because of financial aid and everything. And I was like, maybe that and how I'm feeling is a sign.
Yeah.
So I told my dad. My dad was like, you know what? Do what you want to do. Like, it's your life. If you don't feel comfortable going, then don't go. If you want to go somewhere else, like, I support you. We can figure it out to get you somewhere else. So that's what I did. And I decided to go to Central.
How have you rated the Central experience so far?
Because I work for Central in many different ways, I'm going to say it's a great place to go.
Thank you, Jailyn. Thank you for your honest opinion. Oh, man.
Hypothetically speaking, though.
Oh, hypothetically. Oh,
Hypothetically.
I'm all for hypotheticals.
Hypothetically, if I was hypothetically not an employee, I would hypothetically say that there are a lot of issues there.
Hypothetical issues. Yes.
If there were issues, I would hypothetically speak on them. That desperately need to get fixed. And I was talking about this earlier with my therapist.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know if this is like too, I don't know what's the word, like too triggering or whatever, but
yeah,
the way that Central handles certain things, certain very
hypothetical things,
very hypothetically important and traumatic things that may or may not happen to hypothetical students is just disgusting.
A hypothetical sweep under the rug, one might say.
A hypothetical sleep under the rug, one might say.
Yes.
That's a great way to hypothetically put it.
Yeah.
But, you know, as a state worker,
yes.
all of those are hypotheticals. So, you know, we don't have to worry about that. Not at the home of the Blue Devils. How
would you say, for the better or worse, college has impacted you when it came to COVID? Do you think COVID was a good thing for it? Because some people, you know, classes became easier.
COVID was a good thing for my math classes. Hypothetically, if I were to, you know, look elsewhere while doing an exam, that's all I'm going to say about that. But, I don't know. I feel like we just have such a weird college experience because all we had really was fall semester. That was our
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Jailyn, we're in 2023, Jailyn.
It's insane, and we've only been on campus, well, at least me, because you're a commuter, but I've only been on campus for like a year and some change. Like maybe 2 full years.
I think for me it's been I'd say a year and a half.
Like,
because last semester, this semester, and then the fall, right?
And it sucks, it sucks because, like, we don't really know what a real college experience is like because so much of it was taken away because, you know, pandemic, nobody was on campus. And then even when we came back, it was still pandemic protocols. So we don't know what, like, we have now, and, like, you know, the mask thing is lifted, and, like, we don't have to social distance and all that. But we're still dealing with, like, the fallout of it. So after things have changed, like, freshman year, I don't know if you remember this, but freshman year, Devil's Den was open until 12
a.m.?
Yes, it was open until midnight.
No way.
I swear. Because...
Wow.
I used to...
That'd be kind of fun. Chill there that late.
The dining halls were open until 9.
And didn't Hilltop just recently open? Wasn't it closed this whole time?
Yeah, and it's not even open the way it should be.
Oh, well.
You get, like, one ticket, and then you choose either get something from the grill or you get one of their, like, specialty things for the week. You give your ticket, and then you can't go back up and get anything more.
That's crazy.
It's like a one and done.
Yeah.
But freshman year, the dining halls were open until, like, 9 because I used to go to the dining hall until they closed, go to rec for 2 hours, work out, and then go to Devil's Den until midnight when they closed.
Wow.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that was a chill schedule you had going on.
Oh yeah, I was in the gym every day for like 2 hours.
Wow.
And then COVID hit, and then I didn't go back.
Yeah. So aside from classes, how do I say this? What was Jailyn doing during the whole lockdown, or what was that? Did it take a toll on your mental health? Did it
100%?
Like for the better or worse? Did it
very much the worst?
Right.
When like I was itching to leave my house and like go back to campus.
Was whoever was in your house super strict on not letting you go out,
not
or was
necessarily strict about like me going out? It wasn't even that. It was just like the environment that I was in, like the dynamic of my household just wasn't it, especially not for someone to be actively going through college classes. Like it was just, there was constantly something happening. And then my niece was born, and I love my niece to death. Like, you've seen me talk about her. Anytime somebody talks about babies, I'm like, oh, look at my niece. Like, but then when she was born, I was taking care of her a lot. Like, so I was like, 19 in my class. I had an infant on my arm.
Wow.
Trying to take notes. Like, I used to babysit my niece from like 6, 7 in the morning until like 4 to 5 p.m. because her parents were at work.
Wow.
And that was...
Props to you.
Thanks.
You got make sure your niece gets a great job. Remember me? Remember I used to take care of you. Hook me up.
But like I used to do that like a lot of weekdays, and there was a couple times like I was watching her. She was sick, so like I couldn't focus on doing my assignments because I had a screaming, crying baby.
Yeah.
That I had to make sure was okay. And it was just a lot of that. Like.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was really tough. It was a lot of things happening. I had like broke up with my ex-boyfriend at the time. There was like drama going on in my friend group. It was just everything at once, and then I couldn't leave. So like all of that on top of being in lockdown. So even if all of that was happening, anytime before I could just leave my house, go somewhere, do whatever, but I couldn't. So I just had to sit there and deal with it and think about it.
You took one on the chin, huh?
Yeah, it was hell for a time. Just because like you know how if you get super stressed about something, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk, or I'm gonna like go to my favorite store or whatever. I'm gonna go here with my friends. I'm gonna go do that. I couldn't do any of that.
You had no outlet for your stress.
I could go in the living room, I guess. But what is that gonna do?
Yeah. Like
I just had to sit there and let everything fester and marinate.
What do you think's the way that, or what do you think happened that let you eventually, hopefully, get better from that?
Going back to campus, like having that distance from everything that was going on at home, because I live in New Haven. So that's already like a 40-minute distance. And it's not much, but it's a lot when all of that was happening. But even then, like, it was, so at the time in COVID, I was also dealing with like a bunch of family things on both sides because my parents aren't together. Mm-hmm. So I have like my dad's side and all that stuff, and then my mom's side and all that stuff. So dealing with all of that, like just because I went to campus doesn't mean that everything all of a sudden was better. So even when I did get back, I was still getting calls like, oh, this is happening, blah, 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 that's happening. Like, I need advice, I need help, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm the youngest on my mom's side, but I'm the responsible one.
Yeah.
I'm like the go-to. I'm the peacemaker, all of that. So I was still getting those calls, and it just having to find a balance between that. Like, yes, I'm still going to be there for my family, but I also need to be there for myself. And like, I need to be able to do my schoolwork, balance my friends and like my life, but then also find a way to help them without burning myself out. And like, I can bend backwards, but I just can't break, you know?
Got you. Hey, words to the wise, not just you, but to whoever. And someone once told me this: never be afraid to put yourself first sometimes, because sometimes in this world you have to be selfish. And especially for someone like me who cares a lot about the people around them, sometimes you got to make sure that you have some water for yourself rather than giving the water away to. Shout out to the water, you know. But yeah, that is quite certainly character development, I'd say. That's definitely. You went through. Whew.
I could tell when I was telling the story, you were just like.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly didn't have that. For me, when I was chilling here, well, first of all this stuff wasn't here yet.
Mm-hmm.
It was I had like a smaller TV and maybe I don't remember if I still have my because this used to be a bedroom. I used to have like I don't remember if I still have my bed. I think I did. Bed, TV, and just would wake up, open my laptop, look at my class, not even paying attention, close it, and then look at the TV and play.
Oh my god, I went to sleep during so many classes online. It was so hard.
I got caught lacking so bad one time.
Really?
Because I fell asleep and all I kept hearing when I woke up is, Mario, you there, Mario? And, like, everyone's gone, and the professor just kept asking. I'm like,
you didn't even say anything.
I don't remember if I ever followed up, but what I would have said to be prepared for if I were to be asked what happened, I would have said, I left a while ago. It's just it might have been lagging on your end. My fault.
Like, I thought I left the class. Like, I guess when I clicked it didn't click.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry.
What? And it's okay if you don't know this yet. But what do you want to be when you grow up? Because there's a difference. Be a princess. No, but there's a difference between, whatever it is you're majoring in. There's that, but then there's also potentially like that could be the bridge to whatever, or like what you truly would want to be.
I don't know exactly what I want to be when I grow up because honestly, like answer. It changes so often. It really depends on like what era of my life I'm in and like what I feel like I need to do to get to the next one. You know?
What'd you want to be when you were in high school?
Oh my God.
Or where did you project yourself to be?
So in high school, in like the middle of high school, that's when like my interest for psychology kind of sparked. But I also wanted to be an oncologist. Do you know what an oncologist is?
I've heard of an oncologist. Don't know the definition.
So, like, basically, like, a cancer doctor. So, like, I would work with cancer patients and, like, when they go through, like, chemo, radiology, all that. Yeah, because, like...
It's a hefty ask.
It is. And I was really, like, dead set on it. Like, that was... Like, it was up here. Psychology was all the way down here.
Was there something that triggered that?
So, a lot of people in my family have had different types of cancers. Like, both grandmothers on both sides. One had lung cancer and one had breast cancer. My mom also had breast cancer. So, like, seeing her go through that when I was young, and she got it in, like, middle school. So, it was just really tough. But then, like, you know, she was in remission. She's good now. Like, we don't have to worry about it. But it was, like... Yeah,
hey, claps for Jailyn's mom.
But, like, just seeing her go through it and, like, get out of it, I was like, I want to help people like that. And to me, I always, even... This is, like, even something that I take with me to psychology. I feel like it's better for people going through it to be helped by someone who already went through it. Because it's more of, like, no, yeah, I get it. Like, it's easier to relate instead of, well, that's just what it is. Like, good luck. We can offer you services, but that's all I can do for you. But, like, you just have that sort of understanding when somebody has already gone through it. So, and they just feel more comforted by that. Like, I don't know, like, it just brings you more comfort, you know? Like, if somebody went through a breakup and they're trying to comfort you on your breakup, it hits you a little more than somebody who's, like, never had to go through that. They're like, oh, it'll get better.
And they're
being
a little empathic.
Yeah, like, if someone never went through a breakup and they're like, oh, it'll get better, like, how do you know?
Yeah.
You've never done this before.
Right.
So that's just kind of what it was for me.
Yeah.
But then junior year of high school, my high school requires everyone to go on an internship, and I did mine.
In high school?
Yep.
Wow.
Like I said, my school was small, but it was very well connected.
Yeah.
So I did my internship at Yale New Haven Hospital, and I did it in the oncology department because that's what I wanted to do. So I did patient aid, so I was with the patients. And then I was an assistant to the director of oncology, so I was doing, like, a lot of back-end work.
Got you.
After that internship, I was like, I'm good on that.
What was the most stressful or busy part of the job or aspect?
The patients, honestly, because a lot of them were,
just a brutal experience?
A lot of them were older. Some of them, like their minds were going a little bit. So that internship was 4 weeks. During my 4 weeks, 2 patients died. Like, I left on Friday. And I'm sure you got to know them, right? I left on Friday, came back Monday. The PCA that I was working with was like, oh, yeah, Miss Sarah died. I said, it's 8 a.m. Why is this the first thing? Like, hello, how was your weekend? Like, you know? It was just a lot. And, like, the thing with the medical field is you can't have too many biases because that goes against your job. And there was one patient wasn't really feeling black people too much.
Wow.
She was an old white lady, and so, like, you know, she would throw slurs. When she would, like, have fits, she would, like, I don't want your black ass touching me type of thing. Like,
that's crazy.
And so I was, like, mind you, I was like 16, 17 at the time. And I was like, I'm not helping her. But then I was like, you can't do that if you're a medical professional.
Yeah.
Because regardless, like, they still need medical attention. Like, they're your patient first and them second, you know? And I know that I personally could not separate that. And you can't pick and choose who your patients are.
Right.
You have to just do what, like, you're supposed to with who you're given.
It takes a person with an iron, steel trap mind.
And that's just not me. So I was like, yeah, no, I can't do this. And, like, the PCI I was working with, she was a black woman. She was straight from Jamaica.
Wow.
And she had to still help this lady and, like, help her to the bathroom and clean her up when she, like, messed on herself, because some of them can't move. And, like, I can't do that. And then there was another day I was leaving. Literally, my shift was ending. I'm about to walk out of the door, and a nurse went into the room. She came back out, said the lady, like, pooped all over the floor. I said, I'm so sorry, but I have a bus to catch. I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck. And I was like, I can't do that. Like, like, it gives me the ick. I can't clean up other people's mess unless, like, you're a child.
Yeah.
And you physically can't do it. Like, some of them physically couldn't do it themselves, but I don't even like changing my niece's diapers.
I gotcha.
I don't want to clean up another person's mess. Like, it's not me.
Did you ever have any deep conversations with these patients?
One of them I did.
Like, did you ever ask any, like, one of them, let's say if it was terminal, like, how does that make you feel?
Not necessarily that. So there was this one lady, I don't remember her name, but she was so sweet. She hadn't gone outside in, like, 3 months. Like, she had not physically left that room, the hospital room, in 3 months.
That's insane.
So one day I had took her out to the, like, the garden area that they have, and we just sat outside. She got some sun, and we talked about her life. And she just, like, she was still close with her son, but her son lived out of the country, so he couldn't come see her. I mean, me personally, I would take that flight to come see my mother, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But so she was by herself for, like, most of that time. But, like, she had lived such full life. Like, she traveled, went to all these different countries. She had, like, so much money at one point. She was able to raise her kids however way she wanted, wherever she wanted. She changed her career a couple times. She met the love of her life. I think he died, and then she met somebody else. And, like, she was just telling me all these stories, and she was telling me, like, just live your life. No matter what, just live your life.
Yeah.
Do whatever makes you happy. And if something isn't making you happy, just change it.
Isn't that beautiful that you learned all that from one person?
It is. And it was just one sitting.
Everyone just walks such different paths of life. It's beautiful.
And it was so funny because I don't think she realized that I was a patient aide, because I went into her room a few days later, and she was like, Jailyn, we're not supposed to go outside today. I was like, no, I'm bringing your sheets.
Yeah.
Like, I work here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just volunteering and taking y'all outside. Like, I would have loved to do that my entire time.
Right.
But I also had to do, like, the nitty gritty. Like, I was like an errand girl for a while too. So it was like, we need 3 flat sheets and 2 fitted sheets, and I need this and I need that. So I had to, like, run into the closet, get everything, run back, and I was like, I don't have medical training. I don't know what any of these things are. I had to send, like, lab tests to the lab and stuff.
So going back to the thing about you want to hear or deal with it from someone who's gone through that thing, I wonder how. So I was talking about this with someone earlier today, actually. I said it's going to be very interesting when we're all, like, our generation is all in their 40s, 50s, and we're the ones interviewing people, and we're the ones running shit. Because, like, I can't. There's some people I know, and it's like, bro, you're running a company. Like, what are we doing here? Like, Are we for real? I think that the interview process is going to change. Instead of, be all proper, like, cut the bullshit. Tell me. Like, who are you?
That's the thing that I think our generation is going to be really good about, because we know being good in an interview does not mean you're good at that job. Because a lot of us did it. Like, not me, but you know? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people can just interview really well and they get in the job and they're like, what am I doing? How do we do that? Like, how'd you even get here?
Right.
But I think, and honestly, our generation knows cheating in and out. In and out.
Our generation doesn't I think it might be our parents might see it as corny and spoiled, but I think our generation is seeing this whole 9 to 5 thing, breaking your back until you're 70 and retire. Like, no. We don't want that.
They don't care about you, so why should you kill yourself for them? Because all they're gonna do is replace you.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why am I gonna take my work home with me? Instead of spending time with my family, I'm going to sit in my house, keep doing this work, stressing. And, you know, if you're stressing too much, that will lower your immune system. So now I'm making myself sick, physically ill.
Yeah.
I don't get a pay raise. I don't get paid for this time that I'm doing. Like, I can barely even get my days off that I'm requesting months in advance. Yet, it's still expected of me to go above and beyond for a place that's barely even wants to give people maternity leave when they literally push a human being out of them.
Yeah.
Like, math's not mathing. I'm not the best at it.
Yeah.
But the calculations seem a little off. You know what I mean?
I was also saying how, so therapists have to be unbiased.
Yes.
They have to be unbiased. However, I think that our generation, when we're therapists, or whoever our age is, I think that, and I could be totally wrong, and that's fine. Like, because I mean, I don't know, I'm just speculating here.
Mm-hmm.
I somehow feel that our generation is going to be able to relate more to this youth than our parents are able to relate to us.
Definitely.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it definitely does. Because, like, so my dad is a boomer. He was born in 62, 63. So he's very much of that mindset, like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, like, you know, don't cry about it, get it done, da-da-da-da-da. But where did that get y'all? The economy's horrible. Inflation is insane. And y'all don't know how to properly love and apologize to your children. Like, that mentality really doesn't help anybody except for the employer. Like, and I think one thing that us as therapists would be able to really do is, like, acknowledge that that is not working for anyone. Like, that's not working for any regular human life, because you're not enjoying yourself. You're living to work and then working till you die.
Yeah.
But with us, like, we can be honest and actually, like, point out these things, and we can actually help people, like, heal that generational trauma and whatnot, because we see it. We don't just ignore it and say, like, oh, that's normal. Like, a parent doesn't have to apologize to a child because they're the parent. But at the end of the day, it's a person to a person. And if a person messes up, that person apologizes.
Right.
But a lot of parents, like, older parents, don't think that. And I know it comes off as, like, disrespectful expecting an apology from your parents, but if you break it down, if we did not have this familial connection, you would never be able to speak to me like that. You know? Like, you would never be able to get away with the things that you get away with. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not necessarily that I'm speaking from experience. Like, some things I am, but then other things, it's just very known. And, like, you can just easily see it throughout the different generations. Like, the whole pick yourself up by your bootstraps thing. Like, no. Why? Why would I have to do that? Why can't I just take a leisurely walk to my job? Why do I have to, you know? Like, that's just too much. That's just too much. It's back to the whole, like, you're breaking yourself for a company that's not going to care. And a lot of the time that translates to people's families. Like, you break yourself for a family that will roll their eyes at you when you ask for help yourself. And they think you advocating for yourself and you telling them, like, listen, this hurt my feelings, I really didn't appreciate that you did that, is disrespect. And then all of a sudden you're ungrateful because they did the bare minimum for you for them to not get arrested for child neglect. Like, the whole, I put a roof over your head, I put clothes on your back. That's literally what you're supposed to do as a parent. That is the bare minimum. Had you not done that, you would have got arrested. I'm not going to applaud a fish for swimming.
Wow, what a quote.
Like, I just don't like stuff like that because you're minimizing what you put your child through because you don't want to acknowledge you made a mistake. I would rather my parents, I'd rather have a horrible childhood to grow up, tell my parents, and they acknowledge it and apologize than to just go through everything, holding it in, handling it with myself and trying to unpack it in therapy, but I can never bring it to my parents, to actually get real closure, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really believe in closure as it is, but...
Really?
You know,
elaborate
closure does
on
not
that.
exist. Closure does not exist because...
Elaborate. I need to hear this.
This might be an unpopular opinion. This might be a hot take.
I've actually, I don't think I've ever heard this before.
To me, closure is something that you make up in your head because let's be for real. What can that person tell you to change the situation? To change how you feel about the situation? Let's say I have a boyfriend and I think maybe he cheated on me. Or he did cheat on me. And I'm like, oh, I just want to talk to him and know why he did it. I just need closure. What is he going to tell me that's going to make him cheating on me any better?
Even if it's the honest truth?
If it's the honest truth, that's, fine, I guess. But still, what is that going to do for me?
I don't think it'll make you feel better, but maybe just having... I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Maybe it's where at least you know the truth, the real truth, rather than you're constantly in your head thinking about why something happened.
But that's still going to make more questions. Because let's say, why did you cheat on me? Because I wasn't happy. That may be the truth, but then it's why weren't you happy? What did I do that didn't make you happy? Endless
spiral, you think. Exactly.
You're just making yourself spiral. And honestly, closure is whatever you've gotten up till that moment. Oh, he's not talking to me. Why not? I need closure. Take him not giving you an actual conversation as your closure. He doesn't respect you enough to give you that conversation. He doesn't value you enough. He doesn't love you enough. He chose to just dip. That's your closure.
I wanna ask you this real quick, before I ask this next question. I want to share a little story times because just want to talk about closure. All right, picture this, and for all you lovely listeners or viewers at home or wherever you are, appreciate you. So this actually happened yesterday. A few people do know this story.
Okay.
I'll be willing to share it though, because why not? And I'm still a little upset about it, Jailyn.
Oh Lord. Okay.
And you could tell me if I was in the right or wrong or whatever. I mean, actually, I don't even know. Okay, let me say it. So yesterday, I'm in Devil's Den. For those who are listening, don't know what Devil's Den is. It's like a cafeteria-ish, food-ish place.
Yeah, it's the dining. It's like a restaurant version of our dining hall.
Yeah. It's chill, though. There's booths, there's places to sit, do your homework, whatever. So I never do this, ever. And you know me. You've heard my story, Jailyn. I'm shy.
Right.
Maybe not here. But I'm how do I say this? I'm an extroverted introvert. You get to know me, oh my God.
Right.
I'll light up. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't really know you, I might be a little more reserved, quiet, whatever. So yesterday, I'm sitting down, not shitting. I'm sitting.
Listen, do what you do.
Yeah, right. I'm sitting down in Devil's Den, and I'm chilling with one of my buddies before class. We got like an hour to go. And I see this girl walk past me. And usually, so wait. Let me explain. So I've never. No. Listen. I've never. So a lot of the times in high school, most time, actually, I'll say, there's a majority. Never ever had an in-person, went up, introduced myself, like old school type thing, or like technically how you should do it.
Right.
Just people are very in their head these days. Everyone just tries to like DM or whatever, avoid that in-person part. So never really happened since high school, but like yesterday, just something like the light flicked. I was like, whoa.
Period.
So I ordered some food, from Devil's Den, and I went to go get some food, and the person that I saw was walking past me as I was walking to get food. Exchanged a little smile. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So I got my food and I put it down, whatever, and then something in my mind said, you need to step up and get out of your comfort zone now. Like, this is the perfect time. So this is what I did, because I've never really been in this situation before.
Okay.
I'm going up to the person. Nope. And then I go around to the bathroom. Wait, but there's more. I go to the bathroom. It's a true story. I go to the bathroom. I look in the mirror, and I winked at myself. I said, you got this. Walk back out.
Okay.
Went to the bathroom for like 2 seconds.
I respect it.
2 seconds. So when I went into the bathroom, there was someone literally leaving. I said, oh, my bad. He's like, oh, no, you're good. Leaves. I look in the mirror, and then come right back out.
Okay.
I'm walking, and my mind is telling me to go talk to this person, but my body's like, it's like, you ever see like the movies where they're like doing the dance and like pulling them towards you? Like, I'm getting pulled away, but I'm trying to like break the barrier. So I go up to this girl, and I'm like this close to walking away, this close, Jailyn. But no, I went up to her as politely as I could. I said, hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. I just couldn't help but notice, like, I think you're absolutely beautiful. I was wondering if I could possibly, get your number or something. And she was like, how old are you? I was like, oh, I'm 22. What about you? She's like, oh, I'm 23. I was like,
not too bad.
Yeah, I was like, last time I checked, that ain't bad. And then I said, or I don't think anything was really said. I just like handed her my phone. She put in her number. Whatever. Like, the super filler details aren't really like important. Right. She will like it seemed like I wouldn't say I'm an oblivious person, but like I felt like I saw all the right things, even though I've never really been in this situation. And she gave me her number, and I go, all right, I'm gonna text you later. All right? She's like, yeah, sure. Jailyn, when I tell you how I felt walking away,
you felt like you were the
Jailyn,
like, king of the world, like you were
Jailyn, like one for like I was like, dog, like who's next? No. You know what I mean? Next? No, you know what I mean. Like
I'm taking.
I actually felt like I could go up to like Ariana Grande and be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Right.
Obviously, she's married, but that's besides the point.
Right.
Confidence here, Jailyn. An hour later, I text the number. I'm like, "Hey, it's Mario. Like, how's it going?" She's like, "Oh, like I'm so sorry, but like I have a boyfriend." Jailyn, I still don't know right now if I would have rather wanted to know on the spot or that for a response. You want to talk about closure? I'm never gonna get close. Jailyn, like I thought this girl was beautiful. I was like, yo, like I'm really about to say the first time I met like this guy. Like, listen, I'm a hopeless romantic, right? So my mind is already like planning a future date. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And dog, I was sitting in class and I got that text. I said, there's no way. So, couple things. One, do you think I did that as best as I possibly could have? Oh, I even shook her hand too when I said my name. I was like, Mara, nice to meet you. But so there's one. Is there anything I could have done better? I mean, obviously she's taken, so like that's. Let's say she was single. Okay, there's that. Two, what would have been better for her case? To say no straight up, or like why did she give me the number?
So okay, first about the number, I've definitely been in situations like. And this is not you. Because I know you, so I know you would never, right?
Right.
But I've definitely been in situations, and a lot of other women have too, and this is why we do this. Like, it's scary being a woman, especially in that position, because then if you say no straight off the bat, then you can get insulted, assaulted. Like,
sheesh.
People can completely flip on you. And sometimes you just kind of do that as a formality so you can walk away.
Yeah.
And, like, they're not going to follow you. So that's a lot of women's instinct to just, like, okay, yeah, fine, here's my number, but I'm going to block you as soon as you text me.
Yeah.
Like, that's just kind of more of a formality. As far as what you could have done different, there was no way you were going to know that.
I at least appreciate that she told me that after the fact.
Yeah, like, what you did well. Like, you were respectful. You were just like, hey, sorry.
Like, that's the way to do it, right?
Name's Mario. Can I get your number?
Yeah.
Like, like, The only thing that I would say, like, going forward, don't just, like, put your phone out.
No, yeah, I didn't. That's not. Yeah, I worded that wrong. So.
Oh, okay.
No. So I had my phone out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, like, do you think I get your like snap or number or something? She's like, oh, like I don't really have social media like that. And then I was like, well, like, did I get your number then? Is that cool? She was like, oh yeah, sure. And then hence the
Okay,
I was just bam, you know.
He was like, yo, let's go.
But dog, like you don't understand.
That's crazy.
I felt no, like this is literally my luck, and I've told you this. I'm not gonna necessarily drop any names.
Right.
But I think I shared this story with you. Literally all the days in the universe when it comes to me stepping up to the plate, like some shit just has to happen. Like I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say a name, but let's just say something really cool was supposed to happen last winter.
You did tell me.
And of all days, there just had to be a blizzard and just like, you know, whatever. We're not going to, whatever. That's in the past.
We know what it was.
Yes, but that's, you know what I'm saying? It's like come on.
No, that is crazy.
And listen, my friends call me, and my friends don't know that I did that, by the way. So if you're watching, I doubt they are because they fake. But for those who are watching, hey, like.
Real recognize real.
No, but I was actually I was in disbelief, like, oh my god, I just have to go for a number, like, there's no way I did that. Like, no, like, for those who don't, I always claim this, I'm not perfect, and I try and be as truthful to whoever. No, like, I'm not like 50 Cent, like, hey, yo, ma, like, no, none of that, none of that. Like, that
50 Cent was your go-to.
I don't know, but like, that's not me, right? So, walking away from that, I was like, oh my god, I really just did that, and like I said, so my friends called me picky. And I'm not even trying to objectify this person because, like, you could say whatever you want about me, right? But, like, I thought it was a person was like, I don't think you're a 10 out of 10, but I think you look really good. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's all that matters. You look really good to me.
Right.
And I don't care what anyone else thinks. And I went over, and I didn't care if somehow the whole crowd just, like, somehow tuned in or nobody paid attention. Mm-hmm. I was, you know, and don't talk about closure. Like, I'm going to have to, like, it's just going to be a funny story to tell. And by the way, I mean, I might just like keep the number. Let's say like a year from now.
I'm so dead.
Year from now, I'm like still single. But hey, I don't remember me. But like, you
still got the boyfriend. But like, so I definitely respect the fact that you went up to her and you were like polite and you asked her, because people don't do that a lot. And if they do, it's very like, yo, let me get your number. Like, who do you think I am?
Child, please.
Like, who do you think I am and who do you think you are? Because we are not those people.
Yeah.
You know? So I definitely give you that, and I just, like, don't get discouraged from it. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but you miss 100% of the shit. The 100% of the shit?
Nah, I got you.
The shots you don't take.
Saying a lot of shit today. We all are.
It's a shit day.
Yeah, it is, for
shit
real.
Type of day.
For real.
But you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So, like, yes, this one didn't go in your favor, but who knows? Maybe the next one will.
Jailyn, I literally was like Michael Jordan. Dribble, fade away. They said, good. You know what? I'm the ref. Nope, no basket.
Let's just run that back.
They said, yeah.
It's not it. But
crazy.
I don't know. I don't know that girl, so I can't really speak on her and her situation.
Yeah.
But like earlier, not this semester, but like last semester, I was just like walking from class, and this guy came up to me. He was like, "Yo, I swear to God, I swear this is how he said it. I'm just walking, minding my business. I was like listening to music. I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, I was wondering if like I could get your number."
Did this too?
Yes. Just like that. Like that. He's like, I wonder if I could get your number. Like, he was confused about him asking the question.
Amnesia
I stopped walking because I thought maybe like he recognized me from like orientation or something. He had a question, so I'm like, "What's up?" He was like, "Can I get your number?" I was like, "I got a boyfriend." I just walked away before he could say anything else. He was like, "All right." But like, even if I didn't, why would you think that was gonna get it? You know, like, why do you think that was gonna be the one? You didn't even look like you knew what you were doing. Like, you were confused by the fact that you were approaching me.
I sounded like I was on a Shark Tank. That was my approach. I was like, "Listen, you're sharks."
Like, you were giving a pitch.
But the thing is, too, is why did she ask for my age if she was just gonna, you know, like, why?
I don't
And
know.
it wasn't one of those pity things like, how old are you? Like, you seem a little too young to be asking for my number, young man.
Like, I
It wasn't
don't
even
know.
that.
I don't know if I can really speak on that because, like, I don't know her. I don't know if she was
Yeah.
just being weird.
At the
or
very
if,
least,
like,
I mean, I guess I boosted someone's confidence for the day, maybe. I guess positives and the negatives.
I mean, you boosted two people's confidence because you were feeling on 10. you
No,
had
but
her
like
feeling-
at first.
We're not gonna talk about that part. We're not gonna talk about that
Jailyn,
part.
like
We're not
that's
gonna talk about that part.
That's just crazy.
But, like, at least you try. Like, you swung.
Yeah.
Not everybody does that.
The man in the arena. Yeah, how does...
You may not have won her, but you won for yourself.
I won in life, Jailyn. Nah. Man, it is a long road to the top, I will say. Like, whew, and who knows how many more times I got to do that.
It's long,
Ain't no
but
way.
it's not never ending. It's not infinite.
I wonder where I am on that scale. Because I'm telling you right now, not even just for our lovely listeners, viewers, but even if it's family, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a big deal. I'm not even trying to say that to be selfish. Like, my brother has never seen me, or I've never been able to go on like a double date with my brother. Or like, you know what I'm saying?
I would never do that with my brothers. My brothers suck.
Or like yeah. But, or I've never been able to be with somebody long enough to where it's like, oh yeah, like, come to family
you
dinner.
like reach those milestone moments.
Yes. And this is coming from someone who expects to have kids.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you're 22 though. Like,
I know.
You shouldn't, and I'm not saying you are, but like, you shouldn't expect kids by the time you're like 25.
Oh,
like,
no. Hell no.
You know, like,
I mean, my
you
brother
have
is,
well, that's something else to get into.
Yeah, right.
But like, you have so much time, and I know you're probably like, bitch, you're in a relationship, shut up. Like, but it's just, I don't know, like, a lot of people around our age group, like, they just, like, they want to reach all of those milestone moments immediately. And it's like, but what else are you going to do then?
Yeah.
Like, once you reach those moments, then what? Then you're just sitting at home with your kids doing nothing? Like, live your life. Go experience things. Like, yes, you can experience those things with a romantic partner or whatever, but you should also be able to know yourself and know yourself as an individual fully before you know yourself as part of a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you got to know yourself first before you're with somebody else and figuring that all out.
Like,
yeah. No, have your shit together.
You're gonna reach those milestone moments, and you're gonna have those, like, oh, come to my family's Thanksgiving, spend Christmas with us moments. You're gonna get there. But until you do, don't focus so much on how can I get there, and focus more on, like, what am I doing? Like, what is Mario doing in this moment to make you happy? Because think about it, then you have something to talk about when you do meet that person. You're like, oh yeah,
right.
let's say you meet somebody when you're 24. Sorry, it's been a long day.
No, you're good.
Then you're like, oh yeah, when I was 22, I was doing this, this, and this, and
Yeah.
I did this, and I went here, and I have this experience. Like, that gives you something to talk about. And honestly, like, having those experiences and, like, having something going on with your life and with yourself is very attractive to most people with, like, their own goals and aspirations. Because it's like, imagine a girl comes to you, right? And, like, you know, you guys are starting a relationship or whatever, and then you're telling her about yourself, and with her, all you're really hearing is, like, oh, yeah, I would like to experience that. Like, I want to do this. Like, so what have you been doing this whole time? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so you've just been going to class, and that's it?
I think that's the next aspect of life. I got to start going out more.
Like,
But at the same time, I feel pretty whole, if that makes sense.
no, it definitely does.
Yeah, like, I feel at peace. Like, I don't lust to do certain things. Like, I'm not like a...
Well, shit, just tell me to mind my business then.
No. Like, I'm not a boring person, but I'm not someone like a daredevil. Like, I'm not, oh, I gotta go skydiving. I definitely think the next step for me personally, because I think everybody has their own personal things they want to work on. For me, whether I want to or not, I gotta start throwing myself into, like, I don't want to say uncomfortable situations, but
Situations out of your comfort zone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, the other day, I stepped out. I actually went to Elmer's for, like, the third time ever. People thought they were seeing a ghost when I just popped by, and there was a girl there sitting across the bar, and like her and I kept making eye contact. And one of my friends was saying, "Dude, like she looks like she's been looking for somebody to talk to, and you should go up to her and say hi or something." And I go, "I'm not gonna go. I just couldn't." That's what we gotta work on next, little by little.
And that's how you do that. You put yourself in those situations,
Right.
And then you're like, yeah, you're gonna fumble sometimes. Like you're not gonna hit every mark every single time, but at least you're trying.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if this is for everybody, but at least for me, I can tell when somebody is inexperienced with that type of thing, or when they're not, by how they approach me and like how they talk to me. Like, because like there's like the little tells, like they're kind of fidgety, they're fumbling over their words a little bit, or they just don't really, I don't know, like they don't really know what they're doing. Like you can tell by like body language, like they seem so tense when they're asking. They seem like they're almost forcing themselves to ask, and then that also kind of puts it off because it's like nobody's asking you to come talk to me type of thing.
Do you think that if, well, it's one thing to be shy, but if you feel that, let's say even if you find them attractive, you feel like you're forcing questions and stuff, like that person probably isn't for you? Like, do you think if you find the person and click off the rip, like it's just...
That's definitely better than anything. Like, I'm not going to say that everything just comes so naturally every single time.
Yeah.
But if there's two people and one person is kind of like, like when approaching me, and the other person, we just start talking like it's nothing. Like everything's good. Like you would think we already knew each other. I'm going to want to pursue something with the person that it seemed like we already knew each other, that we just clicked right off the bat.
Yeah.
Then the person that's like not necessarily scary, but like they seem like they're not really comfortable with this, because I'm sorry, but me personally, this is my personal opinion. I don't want to have to teach somebody how to like have that confidence and how to build that up.
Do you want, like, you would want to talk to someone who's experienced?
Because like I've already had to do that for myself, and that was hard. And like, if you need to do that for yourself, then do that for yourself. I support you 100%. I just don't want to have to hold your hand through it, because like I've already done all of that. I've stressed myself out enough in that subject, in that area. I just don't want to do it again. Like,
yeah,
I have too much going on right now to try to coach you into confidence and all of that.
The second question that I was going to ask that I put off till just now, sort of related to this, maybe not. How do you think, or what do you think is the best way for somebody to cope or deal with heartbreak? Or even rejection?
Rejection is one thing. Heartbreak is another. But as somebody who's gone through different types of heartbreak, like platonic heartbreak, romantic heartbreak, familial heartbreak, there is nothing that you can really do except just go through it. If you keep trying to go like around it or go over it, you're never really going to go through it. So it's always going to be there, just in a different spot. So like, I had a heartbreak in high school, and it was really bad. And I just kind of I wanted to be over it so bad, I convinced myself that I was. So then I thought I was, but I wasn't. So like, it would pop up in certain places because I wasn't fully over it. I didn't give my time to process it and really feel those emotions, and like, because nobody wants to be sad all the time, and nobody wants to feel like that and feel hurt. But sometimes you need to not. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to pop up somewhere, some way. So you might as well just get through it, because it gets easier with time. It does. Like, it's not going to feel as bad on day 13 as it did on day 1. Every day is going to get a little bit easier, and then eventually you're going to be like, yeah, that sucked, but it is what it is.
So you think just let time do its thing is the best thing? Do you think talking about it is the best thing? Do you aside from time, because obviously time usually heals most wounds, but what do you think is the
if
best?
you have like a trusted person, or like even if it's not like a person, even if you're just writing it out, typing it out, whatever, I would say get all of those emotions out, because holding on to what you want to say will also make it stay a little longer, because that's part of processing. So if you can get it out, even if you don't want to talk to a person, just write it to yourself, talk it out to yourself. Like, if you want to sit in the shower and cry and scream and like ask all those questions that you know you're probably not going to get an answer to, do that just to get it out. I would definitely say remove that person from your life. Like, don't keep following them on Instagram, unadd them on Snapchat, like all of that. I know, this is also a hot take and some people may not want to hear it. Delete those pictures, delete those videos. If you really, really, really need to, throw out that teddy bear, like get rid of the ring, toss the necklace, like, cause like out of sight, out of mind, you know? And if there's constantly something reminding you of that person and you're holding on to it, and like, you know that ring, when you see it, it's gonna be that person first, a ring second. Like, there's certain things that I can just focus on, like, it's just a necklace. It's just a necklace I like. Not, oh, it's the necklace he gave me, you know? But some people, when they see it, it's instantly like, oh, he gave me that.
It's that attachment.
Exactly. Like, when you know there's that attachment and you know, like, that's not leaving anytime soon, that needs to go.
Wow.
Because all it's going to do is keep bringing you back to that place. And if you know that you're not currently in a state where you can just look at it and keep going, and you're going to look at it and you're going to start thinking, and you're going to start reminiscing, and you're going to start crying, then you should probably just throw it out or give it away or, like, lock it up somewhere so it's not constantly there and you're not constantly reliving it, you know?
What do you personally expect out of yourself down the line? Where do you see yourself, aside from your career? Like, what do you want? If you were to speak to your future self or write a letter to your future self, like, what are some of the things that you want for yourself?
I just want to be happy. Like, I just really, really want to be happy.
And what's that? Like, what's happiness to you?
I want to be happy with myself. Like, I love myself, all that. Like, I do. But I just want to make sure it only strengthens and, like, it only gets stronger and deeper. I want to, a relationship, like, I want it to be strong. I don't want it to be so on the rocks and rickety that, like, it's like, this can be the argument that gets it gone, you know? I want to be in a great place with my family. Like, even if I don't have children myself at that time, like, me and my siblings, me and my parents, my cousins, my aunt, all that, I want us to be, like, a really good, strong family unit, like how it used to be when I was a kid, like, before life got in the way. I just want to know that I have people that I can rely on, and that there's people who know that they can rely on me. Like, I just want healthy, happy relationships all around me, you know, because, like, you're a product of your environment. So if everyone around you just has super toxic, unhealthy relationships, and you have super toxic and unhealthy relationships with everybody, you're probably not going to be a happy person. You're probably going to be miserable. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be content with my life. I want to be excited for my life. Like, I want to look to every chapter with, like, bright eyes. Like, I don't know what's coming, but I'm excited for it. I don't want to have to be like, well, this season sucked, so I don't know what's going to happen with next season type of thing. Like, I want to go into everything with, like, open arms and open mind, and just knowing, like, you know, even if it doesn't necessarily work out the way I want, I'm still going to be okay. Like, that's not going to ruin my life. It's not going to completely get me off of my path. It's just going to be a little bump in the road. Like, I don't want obstacles to be so big that they stop me.
Absolutely.
You know?
I respect that. So now you know, I mean, unless you were to come on again, which I would love to have you on again, now you have a blueprint to look back on. And this is another fun thing that I don't really say too much. When you're, or whoever has already come on, if you're watching, appreciate you, or potential guests, people watching, those whoever come on, when you have kids and they somehow were to look you up or whatever, they can go back and be like, oh my God, this was my mom or dad when they were like 20. Like, this is crazy.
I honestly,
Isn't like
I didn't even think about it like that. That's crazy. That's really crazy.
that, like, and
My
it's-
kids can
and
just
it's-
see me
and it's gonna
shooting the shit with Mario.
and it's gonna be out there.
That's crazy.
You know.
I love that. I would love.
So you can always look back on like a positive version of you, at least that
Yeah.
like had their shit together, and you're like, I need to get back to that. Or
I would love
hell yeah.
to like see something like that of like my dad and his friends when he was my age. Cause like hearing stories is one thing,
yeah,
but actually being able to like see it happening,
yeah.
like, hi kids.
One thing that I can't wait to. I worked on it a little bit last summer, thinking about doing it again this summer. At some point, if I get a camera or something, I want to start practicing my things now so I can make sure I can have like 2034 Christmas tape. The Malavi and where like, I can
the
like
whole
be,
movies
or
and
like
stuff.
documenting whether it's times I went on vacation or family events and kind of line it up
Yeah,
over time. This has been helping me work
that
towards that.
that's something that I will forever be grateful for my grandmother and my aunt for, because we do have old movies like from when I was a kid, and like my grandmother is not with us anymore. You know, like my aunt moved to North Carolina, so it's kind of just like me and my dad in Connecticut.
Right.
Like, well, me, my dad, my sister, my brother, blah blah, all that.
Yeah.
But like, we used to be such a close knit, tight family, but now like life happens, so people start moving and all that, but we still have those old home movies. Like, we have VCRs from when I was a baby.
Hell yeah.
And, like, my aunt not too long ago converted those into DVDs. So, it's just, like, I love stuff like that. Like,
Where
I'm
you have
so sentimental.
like, physical, tangible things that can
Yeah.
show a memory. It's like, well, I don't want to spoil nothing, but it's kind of like Aaron, you know?
Stop. Did you watch the first episode? I didn't. So, like,
I did.
don't say nothing.
I'm not going to say
But
nothing. I'm not going to say nothing.
I watched the
That's
first...
Attack on Titan reference, for those who, yeah.
I'm so scared.
This is no spoiler, by the way.
I'm so scared, Mario.
Jailyn, the episode was fucking crazy.
So, okay.
You didn't read the manga, did you?
No.
I didn't either. So I didn't know what was going to happen. Jailyn,
So,
make sure you got some, like, food, some comfort
my friend Graham,
stuff.
he watched it, and he told me, like, this was the best episode of Attack on Titan, like, ever.
I think it's one of the greatest episodes I've seen in TV.
And then he said, I can arguably say it was one of the best episodes in anime history. I said, no fucking way. No way.
Do you want to know a fun fact? Attack on Titan is responsible for like 20 to 25% of perfectly rated episodes in all of TV. Not anime.
Really?
All of TV. One
Really?
of the episodes that was rated a 9.9 out of 10 was spoiler alert. You could pause here and leave, or you can fast forward like 30 seconds ahead. Your case, or stick around if you don't care. The episode when they had to choose between Armin and
Oh my God.
and the commander, that was rated a 9.9 out of 10. And there was like 3 more. I think another one was when future Aaron told his dad, like, what are you doing? That was also rated a 9.9 out of 10. Certain episodes were rated damn near perfect. Jailyn, it was a sight to behold.
I'm not gonna argue that, because honestly, of all the anime I've watched, and like I'm not gonna say like I'm an anime connoisseur
Yeah.
or anything, but of all of the anime I've watched, some of the most like jaw dropping, like gripping the table episodes that I've watched have come from Attack on Titan.
It's a perfect show, at least in my opinion.
I want to say that because I have some grievances with some of those characters. You can hate me if you want. Y'all can hate me if you want. Fuck Gabby.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
I have never hated a little girl.
She is a little shit, huh?
Her. When I say I have personal beef with her,
She kind of reminds me of a female Aaron, though. Her passion.
yes.
Because the way
definitely.
she took it personal when he, once again, spoiler alert, when he like gave them the work, their people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where he gave them the work, and she's like, Aaron, yeah, I'm gonna, like, are you kidding
But
me?
my thing, I'm like, girl, them people don't care about you. They literally are trying to use you and
Yeah.
your people as a weapon.
Right.
Like,
But
get with the winning
remember,
team.
she's a kid. She was brainwashed.
I know, and I get that to an extent, because there comes a point where she made a choice, because she got all of that information that she needed. She knew how both of these people came to be. Spoiler. But, you know, the original Ymir and all that, she knew about that.
Yeah.
She learned that. She saw the way that they treated the, what were they called? The subjects of Ymir in Marley.
Yeah.
She saw about how they casted all of these people, all these innocent people out to this island to turn them into Titans. Spoiler. To, like, turn them into Titans and all of that. And you're still going hard for this country? Girl, they will throw you in a ditch and leave with no questions asked.
Right.
They let that little girl get eaten up by dogs just because she was on the wrong side of the tracks for too long.
Crazy.
Like, you have all of that information, and yet you're still going hard for... Like, Reiner, I will give him... At this point, him and Eren, that shit is personal. Like, that's a personal
You know
beef.
when they see each other...
That is an issue.
You know when they see each other on site.
Exactly. Like,
It's on site.
that is a personal issue.
Yeah.
You don't know none of these people. Like, but you're ready to kill them and do all that for a country that'll punch you in your face if you're looking at someone for too long? Really? Like, that's a choice. And I get, like, she's a child, but it's anime. So I'm going to say, fuck her. Like...
Nah, I hear you. No, I don't really have a... She definitely is a little shit. But, like, I don't really... Because I don't know. Who knows? But I will tell you, most recent episode, you need to get on that. You need to get on that. And honestly, it sucks because they split it. So, like, the next part is coming out in the fall. But I think it was worth the wait. And plus, I was rewatching AOT.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
And I literally caught up the day after the episode came out. So I just watched it the day later. But, like,
that's fine.
That's perfect timing.
That's fine.
But real quick. Well, no spoiler. No.
Okay.
Well, it's a spoiler to you if you're watching. The whole show, if you really think about it, is literally Eren. Is his memories. The whole show.
It's Eren living out what he already knew was going to happen.
Isn't that crazy?
Very.
So trippy. And there's
and
season 1.
The craziest part about it is he knew, but he also didn't know that that's what it was.
No, but he couldn't control that.
Like he subconsciously knew, but he didn't know for a fact until a certain point because that shit had to like trigger it for him to be like, oh, that's real. That's not just like deja vu or anything.
But in season 1, there's literally 2 moments and instances where you actually see future Eren chilling off to the side.
No way.
Dog, I saw it on like TikTok and I looked it up. If you go back, there's moments where they're like talking and you'll see like him just chilling off to the side. Like you can't blatantly see his face, but you know for a fact like that is not just that's there for
There's no way.
Yeah. Like, you know how when he was with Zeke and they were like going through like it was like probably like that type of thing. You got to go back and look, but all I'm gonna say is you let me know when you see this recent. Oh my god! And the new theme song.
I don't listen to the theme songs. I always skip the intros because
they spoil.
Yeah,
that's what happened to me I'm like, and you know what's crazy? The whole time the rumbling. I'm looking at it like, oh, look at a cool theme song.
That was in the theme song.
Yeah, the theme song was called Rumbling. The Rumbling. And I didn't even like the first go around for AOT. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool intro. And then when it happened, I'm like, it happened! Oh my god! I was still surprised, but it flew over me. But that's why I hate anime theme songs or themes because they'll literally show everything that's gonna happen.
That's why I don't watch
highlights.
them. I don't watch them.
Like, I don't either. But the songs are fire.
Me and Vance, we started watching My Hero together more.
I gotta see that.
Have you not watched it?
No.
Not a single episode.
No.
Mario.
I'm getting there, but I'm working my way around.
Mario.
I'm making my rounds.
Mario.
I just caught up to Demon Slayer.
Good, but like still.
Yeah.
My Hero is airing now.
Yeah,
I'm a couple episodes behind.
Yeah. I hear it's really good.
It's fucking phenomenal. That's why I'm like, you haven't watched it?
Yeah. I will.
Watch that.
I will.
Immediately.
It's on the list.
Immediately.
All right.
But like, me and Vance have been watching it more together recently, and we watch. I got a random FaceTime from my friend. She hasn't FaceTimed me in so long.
Crazy.
Horrible timing. But we have been watching it, and we watch it on his PlayStation. And so he usually has a controller. And so when it plays, sometimes he'll like forget and he'll just be on his phone. And I'm like, skip it!
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
because like, so you're not even gonna get this reference. All right, so boom, right in the season.
Boom.
So in the season that's airing right now, there is a purple-haired character that makes pink, purple, whatever character that makes her way into the show, and you see her in the second episode of this season, very briefly, right? But like, you know, she's gonna be a big part of it. You just don't know how. And like, the way they show her in that scene, it's kind of like, like, was that random or was that intentional?
Yeah.
But if you watch the intro, she's in it. Like, they straight up threw her in it, gave her scenes, and it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
If this is a brand new character, we've never heard of this woman before. Her name has never been name dropped. We've never seen her. Like, not a picture, not a flashback, no nothing.
I think as a kid, you don't care about the intros, and you're like, this is cool. But then when you get older, you're like, nah, I don't want spoilers, because you appreciate it.
And, like, I didn't even know she was in the intro until my friend told me when we were talking about the episode. And he was like, oh, yeah, I watched it. She was in it. I said,
crazy.
So you already knew. He was like, yeah, that part kind of sucked. But, and I was like, and that's why I don't watch that.
Nah, but this new AOT. Holy.
I'm going to watch it this weekend.
But the theme song, I'm going to be listening to. I've been bumping the new theme song. And we got a championship game in a couple hours. So that's what I'm going to be bumping to.
I saw Chris earlier, and I was like, guess what I'm doing tonight? And he was like, oh, for real? And so it was kind of awkward because, like, he was getting hyped. I was getting hyped. We were getting hyped for 2 different reasons. He thought I was going to be at the game. Like, he thought I was going to be working.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm be on the podcast.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh.
Still cool.
Yeah, no, he was like, still cool. Like, word, that's what's up. I'll tune in. And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
I gotta tell him though, because he's been watching AOT right now. I gotta tell him, do not watch this point on. Just skip the anime part. When we start talking about anime, skip to like 5 minutes left.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Where is he at in it?
He is. I think he's honestly where. He's still way at the beginning stage.
Oof.
He's where I want to say, they're trying to decide what to do with Aaron after they found out he could be a Titan. And they're like, can we trust him?
Oh my God, the trial?
Yeah.
The trial where Levi was like, I got this.
Gave him the work. He said, you're my dog. He said, you're a dog to me.
He said, no. He's not a threat to society. Let me show you why. Like,
crazy. But yeah, that's where he's at. So he's got a long way to go.
Oof. Good luck to you. Like, that's...
I told you I was going to ask you 3 things.
Right.
Right before we aired. Do you think you're finally ready to answer them?
Yes. I don't remember what they were.
No. I'm going to refresh your memory.
Word.
Let's start with album recommendation or favorite album, or just an album where it's like, yo, if you have not heard this, you need to be bumping to this or listen to it.
This might be really cliche, but SZA's most recent album.
Which song off it, or which song's your favorite?
I don't know.
Oh, what song would you say represents you? Where it's like, yo, this is my shit.
None of them. None of them represent me. Okay, so here's the thing with SZA's most recent album, right? It's a very much sad girl album. Like, I'm not gonna call myself a loser type of thing. Like, so
yeah.
And I do not think I'd rather be in hell than alone or in jail than alone. Like, that's just not me. It's not. Yep. So for that reason, at first I really wasn't feeling it. Because I was like, I can't relate to that. But then I was like,
yeah, this
song still kind of hits. Like, it's not for me, but I'll still bump it. Like if I'm in a car ride or something, like, I just killed my head. You know?
Gotcha.
I don't necessarily relate to those songs.
No, but I respect it. Good recommendation for sure. Shout out to SZA, by the way. Movie and or show recommendation or both.
Abbott Elementary. Have you seen it?
It's on my list.
I love that show. Abbott Elementary is so funny. Is that what the
guy used to be in?
Everybody Hates Chris?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Shout out to Gregory. That's his name in the show. That's his character. Shout out to Gregory Eddy. I love that show so much. Like, it is honestly become...
It's won awards.
It's won so many, and I'm so glad. So, do you remember that old Vine of the girl at the movie theater with a guy, and she's like, "Ooh, he got money, large, get it for him."
Yeah.
She created Abbott Elementary, and she stars in it. She's Janine.
What?
Yes.
A Vine girl created that? No way.
Yes. So
good for her.
She made that Vine, and then she made like a few other like cute little memorable Vines, and then she started working for BuzzFeed. And she like did like the BuzzFeed skits, the articles, all of that. And then she left, which everyone does. Everyone leaves BuzzFeed and then excels. So she left. Sometime later, boom, Abbott Elementary. And people have been, which Quinta, if you're listening, girl, everyone wants her character to go on a date with Gregory and go to the movies, and he's like, and recreate the Vine basically, and be like, "Oh, let me get a large popcorn." A large?
Yeah.
I would die.
I'm sure they probably will at some point.
But like, Abbott Elementary, if you haven't watched it,
I appreciate the shout. I'll put a exclamation mark to it on my thing. Last but not least, some words of advice, whether it's to your future self, whether it's to friends, family, whether it's just general in the setting and atmosphere. What words do you have to say to release your piece to close things out here?
If you're dreading it, like you're genuinely dreading doing it, don't. Just end it. Move on. Because nothing that is meant for you should be bringing you so much, like, nothing that is meant for you should be bringing you so much, like, angst and anxiety to the point where you are genuinely dreading not doing it, you know? No thing, no place, no person. That's all I gotta say about that.
Mic drop. Jailyn, this is incredible. I appreciate your time.
Always.
You killed it. You're natural at this. You did good.
Thanks,
you did very good. Very proud. Yeah, we're gonna get you out of here. If you're watching, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much. I encourage you to keep striving, keep going in life, and keep doing what you're doing. My heart is with you guys.
Keep supporting Mario.
Hey, yeah, keep supporting me. I appreciate you. But that said, ciao for now. Peace.